Clearwater. It's Sports Talk with T, with your host, Teresa Fitzgerald. I'm Stephen K, and this is Sports Talk with T. Hey, T.
Hey, Steve. How are we doing today?
Pretty good so far. What's going on, man? Well, it's been a wild week for baseball. Usually we'll start off with a little bit of motorsports or something like that, but today, maybe not.
The trade deadline was Thursday, and
Yep.
their trade deadline's at 6
I'm not
o'clock
hearing you
at
good.
night.
Go ahead.
And the Rays were playing the Yankees that afternoon, I do believe. That evening, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
No, it had to be an afternoon game.
It was a early game.
Yeah, because in the middle of the game,
Yeah, well, toward the end of the game when they saw how it was going to go.
they traded Jose Caballero to the Yankees in the middle of the game for Everson Piara.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting because I'd seen some of the game, and I heard Dwayne and BA talking about the trade, and they panned over, and he was saying goodbye to all the guys.
Yeah.
And you should see the look on some of the guys' faces, like, what the heck just happened here?
Yeah.
I mean, it was crazy.
Everybody kind of forgot it was deadline
day because they still have a game to play. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
But all he had to do was walk across to the next dugout because they were playing the Yankees. Yeah. And I watched that, and all the years I've watched baseball, I've never seen that before. Where they traded a guy right in the middle of the game.
But I think it's even more ironic that they traded to the team they were playing.
Yeah.
I don't know how many. I mean, I can't count on my hand how many times that's happened, like in sports in general.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like all of the sports.
Yeah, you've kind of heard that there were rumors or something, and then after that game that they knew they were going or something like that. But right in the middle of the game, it gets the word. Because what wasn't the deadline was 6 o'clock?
Yeah, and that's the other thing. So I listened to.
So they knew.
Right, and I listened to a lot of the hockey channel, and they were saying, every other sport is like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So that way, if you do get traded that day, it's not during an actual game, which
Yeah.
makes sense. I mean, it's got to be weird.
I don't think they let them know until they knew they were going to lose, because that's the way it seemed to me.
But if you're traded, you're traded. I mean, if you get traded at 4:05, you still can't be playing for the Rays at 4:06.
Yeah, but can you imagine? You're getting beat by the Yankees, and you get traded to the Yankees. What's your first inclination? So long, losers. Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah, well,
but he's a great guy. We'll miss him. A stolen base guy.
Yeah, he is the American League stolen base leader right now.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's playing for the Yankees. Although I will say that the Yankees made some trades too, and I don't really have that covered, to be honest with you.
Right,
I have what the Rays did.
I saw bits and pieces of it. I can't tell you what it is, but we'll look into it.
Got their butts handed to them Friday night. The Yankees did.
Yeah.
To the point where Jeter and A-Rod, who were covering it for Fox, were up there like shaking their head going, I don't even know what's going on.
Well, it was kind of interesting because they'd made that trade. Man, they had to come back and play the Rays the next day.
No, they wouldn't play the Rays. That was their last game.
That was the last game that night.
Right. That afternoon.
And then the next game was the Dodgers game.
The Rays played the Dodgers.
Right.
The Yankees were playing Baltimore, I do believe, and got their butts handed to them after the trade deadline. Yeah.
Right.
But that's why I'm saying the whole thing about, you're making trades and you just don't know how they're going to fit sometime into the clubhouse. And that was a perfect example with the Yankees. They made a whole bunch of flurries of trades, and then Friday they go out and they shit the bed.
Yep.
They laid an egg, people, big time.
Let's talk about the Rays now. The Rays get some guys.
Yeah,
they get a couple pitchers. Yeah,
let's go down.
Yeah.
So from the Minnesota Twins, they acquired right-hand pitcher Jax Griffin. Jax is among the top relievers in baseball for
Right.
strikeouts and chase rate, and they sent Taj Bradley over there. All right, Taj had a really, really bad outing. Was it Wednesday evening?
Yeah, against the Yankees.
He got sent down. And it was interesting too about that real quick is that and I give Kevin Cash a ton of credit. He knew after that game they were going to put Taj down because he needs to get some reps down the minors. And Cash went over and talked to Taj and said, listen, we need you to play a little bit more consistently, a little bit better up here. So we're going to put you down. And even after the game, and it was announced that Taj was being, optioned back down, Taj even came out and said, listen, I feel good about this. He goes, because my manager came to me and discussed this with me before it was done.
Yeah.
And I guess, there's a human element to sports too.
Well, there had been rumors going around that he was getting ready to get sent back.
Right. And then
so-
after Wednesday night, the rumors came to fruition.
Oh, as soon as the game was over.
You and I were texting.
I know. I go, he gone.
He gone. Yeah. I didn't think he was going to get traded, but, if it's going to bolster your lineup now to
Right.
get into the playoffs.
That wasn't, yeah.
Yeah, that's what you needed.
Yeah. And it's good to use some of those AAA guys as leverage.
Trade bait,
You
yeah.
know, man,
Yeah.
as monetary.
Yeah, exactly.
Really, cash.
Yeah. So, and then, all right. So that was the one trade they made. So we got rid of Taj Bradley. Excuse me. They also traded for right-handed pitcher from the White Sox, Adrian Hoser. He boasts a 2.1 ERA and he has a 6.2 record. They gave up Curtis Mead, Ben Peoples, and Duncan Davitt. I don't even know some of them.
Now, I like Mead. I
Yeah,
thought
the other
Mead
two
has some-
guys are down in the minors, so we
Yeah.
haven't really seen them
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
All right. They of course they traded Jose Caballero to the Yankees for Everson Peoria. They also traded Paul Gervison, Ben Bora, and Adam Sorinsky, all in the minors, for Hunter Fiduka, who's a catcher from the Dodgers.
And they needed a catcher right now.
Yeah, because
Yep.
they traded Danny Jensen to the Brewers, which I talked about last week, and that was more of
Right.
a salary dump, people, unfortunately.
Right.
And they also got Nick Fortes, a catcher from the Marlins, who's supposed to be an up-and-coming catcher. Mm-hmm. So we'll see how all this, this moves out. Now, basically, they went with the balanced approach the Rays did. I mean, doing some buying and selling, while they kept some of their core veterans. They kept Yanni Diaz, they kept Brandon Lau, and they kept Pete Fairbanks. Because now that was a big thing. Fairbanks was like on everybody's radar. If you went and looked onto the draft board, Pete Fairbanks' name was just everywhere. Yeah. So they chose to keep that closer.
Yeah.
So we'll see what
he's a
happens.
50-50 guy. The way I watched him over the last 2 weeks, he's either really good or it's over. He has this weird move.
Yeah.
Now, BA says, you're psyching yourself up for it. He likes to see that where he gets that little step going up and down.
Yeah.
The guy is either on or he's off.
Oh,
when he's
and off, he's
because
off. He's off.
And he comes out, and when he's off, he comes out with a crucial tie game.
Yeah.
Something that you could win.
Right.
I think overall they did pretty good because I think the shakeup in the roster has made them already. They look like they're playing better.
Right. And now, I mean, they bolstered the bullpen and they got their rotation depth, and that's what the good thing was, and they didn't have to gut their roster.
That's
and
right.
I think that's the big thing, too. Now, Friday night was a little rough. They played the Dodgers. They lost. Last night they played the Dodgers, and they shut the Dodgers out.
Yep.
And as of note, Blake Snell was on the mound for the Dodgers, and he pitched 5 innings. And Yanni Diaz was hitting that ball really well yesterday. He really was.
And a couple, over those last couple games, we'll see the injuries with
Yeah.
John Andrea. What's Andrada?
Andradis, yeah.
Yeah, Andrada.
Yeah.
Yep. Broken wrist. It was.
Yeah.
It made my wrist hurt watching it.
Yeah, they had 4 injuries in one game the other
Yep.
night. Yeah, so it wasn't pretty.
Yep. It
So
was.
I don't have that written down, so I don't know that off the top of my head. So right now the Rays are at 55 and 57. They are 9.5 games back of the AL East leading Toronto Blue Jays, who are playing unbelievable baseball too, by the way. And right now they're 4 games out of a wild card spot.
That's
so
right.
right now that's what they're hoping for. They got to. They're not going to get to Toronto right now. The way Toronto is playing,
No.
there's no way
No.
they're catching Toronto.
Not
So
not unless the Magic comes back, you know what I mean, and the Jazz comes in.
the Jazz comes in.
You know what I mean?
But Toronto's really got to falter right now. I mean, they're 9.5 games behind Toronto.
Yep.
And like I said, Toronto is playing probably some of its best baseball they played in years. And I mean years. So, good for them. I have watched a couple Toronto games because I have Sportsnet on my TV. And their announcers do a really good job too. So I've been enjoying watching some of the Toronto.
Yep.
Now the other thing that came up this week about the Rays was kind of interesting. So they the city council voted to terminate the deal,
Yeah.
so they don't have to do the thing. And then they voted to make the repairs to Tropicana.
Yeah.
It's been said by who's the councilman? Richie Floyd said that the Rays came to them in December to terminate the deal with the city, so they wouldn't have to play
after
there
the hurricane.
after Hurricane Milton.
Yeah, after the place got destroyed.
Right.
Yeah.
And they would discuss it was be a $40 million settlement that would have let the team walk away from the Tropicana field instead of repairing the hurricane damage.
Right.
I just find that interesting because what is Stu doing?
He just-
This was in December now.
Yeah.
So this is
and it wasn't for sale.
no.
And the team wasn't for sale.
Yeah,
Right. Right.
And so obviously Hurricane Milton had already caused the damage, about $60 million. I find that interesting that he was willing to walk away, so that way that would have alleviated the lease that the Rays and the city of St. Pete have that runs through 2028.
Right. He tried to pull a fast one, and if they redo the deal, then that old lease is done.
Right. So my thinking is if there was going to be a $40 million buyout or a settlement, they called it, then he had to have something lined up with the city of Tampa then.
You'd think. Or they wanted to renegotiate that, or if they got off the hook with that, then they could go and move toward finding another location.
Right.
So
And ultimately, why we do believe, well, according to Richie Floyd, the council member that did speak to Tampa Bay Times about this, they ultimately decided to repair Tropicana Field because they were hoping that they were going to get some FEMA funds. So far, only $7.6 million has come from insurance. FEMA hasn't paid out yet anything. So we're going to see how this goes. Now, they did approve the repairs to Tropicana Field. The city of St. Pete did. So now now city of St. Pete is obligated to repair, and the Tampa Bay Rays are obligated to play through the 28th season now.
that's right. Well, let me ask, why should FEMA pay for for a baseball stadium? You know what I mean?
All right. Yeah, I agree. Why should FEMA pay for a baseball stadium? But if you have flood insurance or you have some kind of insurance and FEMA has said that they're going to pay whatever your normal insurance doesn't pay, then they need to pay, right?
Right.
I mean, you
Well,
got.
I don't know.
I understand what you're saying, Steve, because this is a
This is
baseball.
not a homeowner.
No, it's not a
You know what I
homeowner.
mean?
But you still gotta treat it like a homeowner. I mean, they still had significant damage. All right, and you and I agree.
Yeah.
They should bulldoze that stupid thing right now.
Instead of repairing
Building.
and doing any
Anything.
more to it.
No.
Just start over.
Right, exactly.
Because you spend 20, but I don't think they have a choice because they're under
Of the contract.
Now, why don't they make a deal somehow and buy them out of that contract? Then they wouldn't
Well,
have to.
according to what I read,
Then they still want to rebuild it.
right, according to what I read, because this happened in December, and when the city was trying to do their due diligence, because I guess Stu was putting pressure, let's get this done quickly.
Yeah.
And the city's like, time out. We don't do deals quickly.
No, they don't do anything quickly.
No
Yeah.
municipality does anything quickly.
That's right. Takes years.
So they did their due diligence, and ultimately, I mean, basically, they had to weigh the short-term costs against the long-term commitments, and I think that's what you had to do. So ultimately, the city of St. Pete said, you know what? We'll pay to have the Tropicana Field repaired Because they'll probably at the end of the day make more money with attendance and other things that's in
Right.
the building. And I think that's probably what they were looking at too. I mean, there were a lot of factors that went into this, saying no, we're not going to take a settlement with you.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, and at the time, the new stadium was still on the table.
Right.
So that, it took 3 months later before it was off the table.
Well, the Sternbergs put a bad taste in the city's mouth after they tried to renegotiate the deal.
Yeah.
And then after the hurricane, they tried to get out of the whole deal.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's where the mayor said he will never negotiate with that guy ever again. So that's why everybody was happy to see the team be sold, which is
Right.
it's not a done deal yet, but
Then it won't,
it's
and that's
pretty
not going to
close.
happen until October after the World Series when the Board of Governors and things like that
Yeah.
meets. They will not, from what I understand, status quo with the team right now.
Well, the paperwork can all be done. They expect it to be done
Right,
in
Manfred
September.
has said he's not going to
Yeah.
sign a deal, and
Yeah.
the Board of
Until-
Governors is not going to do anything until
Right,
after the World
right.
Series. I get it.
But then they'll just be waiting on the MLB.
Correct.
You know
and
what I
which
mean?
should be a done deal
You're
anyway.
right.
I would think MLB would
Would want-
want a new ownership group
Yeah.
giving everything that's been going on with Stu. And how long has he owned that team?
I don't remember, but I know he bought it for $200 million and he's selling it for $1.74 billion. Now think of that. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
so
Look at the profit on that deal.
Well, let's
and how cheap they've been with paying the players.
Yeah.
And look what they got. You know what I mean? It was only by the coaching staff and the operations department that they have any moxie to go out and get any decent players for cheap money. What they did was basically trade within themselves. There was really no money exchanged
Yeah.
on any of this stuff.
No.
They were just, like sandlot trading cards. So I'll
Yeah.
give you one of these, you give me one of those.
Right.
You know?
And I'm sure Manfred is going to be very happy to not have to deal with Stu
Oh,
anymore,
yeah.
and especially with the stuff that's going on with the
Oh,
city.
yeah.
Obviously,
Hopefully after October, this will all be over with.
right, and the city's doing what they need to do for the repairs, and they should be done in time for baseball for next April.
For next year.
Now, if we get some storms coming through, that could be a
Yep.
different situation. Like, knock on wood that we don't have anything going on this hurricane
The
season.
Yankees have said that the Rays can stay there for another year if they want to.
Which is very nice of them.
Yeah,
It's because they're making money.
yeah,
And the Rays have had
and they're packing the place.
51 sellouts so far. Now they only
That's
see,
unbelievable.
They only see 10,000. So that's usually what the Trop gets anyway. So
Okay, well, and the thing is, it's outside. They've had a lot of rain delays.
yeah,
Some
which
weather
we're not
action,
used
and
to at all.
it is hot.
It
has
it's been
hot.
extremely warm.
And
yes.
that place, if you ever remember the old Sombrero, the
Yeah.
hottest place known to
The
man,
man, yes.
was the old Sombrero.
Absolutely.
Well, this was right across the street
street.
where it used to be.
Right.
And it's pretty much the same deal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially if you go there in the afternoon and you go into the evening.
It's funny because I've thought about saying let's go, and then I look at the weather and I'm like, I'm not
Wait till after the cold front, and if they make it to October, we'll go.
cold front.
Well, cooler. When it comes down, it's not 100 degrees outside, maybe 80 you can take,
Not here. We're going to New York if you want to go see a game, and it's not 100 degrees out. Although it's been hotter than heck up north too.
New York is in the offing for Saratoga. But
Only in Saratoga though.
Yeah, that's right. Not the city.
And they had
not
some nice
nowhere.
races yesterday, just to let you know.
All right, I'm trying to look at my. Yeah, it's about time for that.
That first break.
That dreaded break.
The
All right,
commercial.
we'll be back. All right, T, time to go to some motorsports.
Real quick, to finish
Yep.
up the trade.
Yep.
In the 3-team trade that the Rays got the catcher Hunter Fiduka from the Dodgers, the Reds were also involved in that trade, and we traded Zach Little, the pitcher, to
Yep.
Cincinnati.
Probably one of the best pitchers we have.
Yeah.
Thank God they kept Pipio.
Yeah.
And the new pitcher that they got coming up, who's like a mid-range pitcher, like 6-inning guy.
Yeah.
What do they call that guy that comes in the middle? There's a name for it, and I can't remember it.
I'm not
But
sure, yeah.
anyway, Uceta Have
Oh,
you
yes,
seen him?
yes,
Man,
yes, yeah,
he
yeah.
is going to be something. He's a
Yeah.
young, they're not burning him out. They bring him in crucial situations. Well, they got
We
like
thought
the
the same
bases
thing about
loaded.
Taj Bradley, too.
Yeah. Well, that works out every once in a while.
Wow, exactly,
You know, I'd say 50-50.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a coin toss.
Yes, it is,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay, well, last week, the dragsters were out in Sonoma. Everybody seems to be out in California. That's going on. And we've been watching Richard Gadsden come along, and he's part of the Vance and Himes motorcycle racing team. Gage Herrera went out in the semifinals to set the stage for this.
Between his first, or rather his second and third wins. The third win of his career came in Norwalk, Ohio, just at the several weeks ago mark. For Richard Gadsden, it was Bristol, Tennessee. Final round, Pro Stock Motorcycle. They both lead. Hall was out first. Hall was trying to run down Gadsden. Gadsden, Suzuki Hayabusa is looking good. Finish line stripe, it's Gadsden. 675.6 and 199
Now he's starting to win.
miles per
Yeah,
hour.
he is.
Richard Gadsden grabs his second career victory. He was thwarted a red light start of the final of the Getrix Pro Stock All-Star Call-Out, and he took it out on everybody else today.
Yeah, he had red lighted the day before. On Saturdays, they have what they call the Mission Tasty food thing. And whatever. So Mission Foods puts it on.
Okay.
And what they do is the semifinal people from the week before line up and race. So there's four cars from each
Right.
sector that go in, and that's what he was talking about, red light and then the Mission Tasty. So when he got up on this one, it was gone. All right. In the Pro Stock, this is a great story. This is a father and son, the Stanfords. Aaron and Greg, I believe they are. It doesn't happen often. It's a father-son. The father brought the kid up and this, and the dad's been drag racing for years. Hasn't won in a long time. Well, just see how it plays out.
His dad has had the better car for several weeks if we're talking just pure Stanfield performance.
Well, like Greg, he's got a lot of experience. He goes back to the Pro Stock truck days in NHRA. He's been around a long time. He's been to the winner's circle quite a bit. These are your number 3 and 4 qualifiers, so they qualified very well. Greg was quicker in the first round. Aaron was quicker in the second round, and they both had some issues just to get here to this final.
Aaron is a stone-cold killer in a race car, but even he was getting choked up after the semifinal. Speaking about racing his father, a meaningful moment for this family. They both leave green. Aaron Stanfield, 16. His father was 30. Finish line stripe, give it to the old man. 6:55.2.
Give it to the old man.
211 miles an hour. Picks up his first Pro Stock victory in 14 years.
These guys get the most out of a quarter-mile race
Yeah.
as far as description, and they give you the whole rundown.
No, they do a great job. They really do.
Yep. Well, it comes down to the funny car, and to be honest with you, I don't remember who was in the final. I think it was Ron Capps, and I don't know who. Who knows? It was, let me think. Let's see. All right. Austin Prock's got to be in there.
Yeah, I was gonna
somewhere.
say, yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
always
he's
in
there.
there. So, you know. What happened?
Looking to dial something up within himself. Austin Prock looking to do what he
There
has
you
done
go.
for 2 seasons now. Dominate.
He went up against
They lead the
Spencer
starting line,
Hyde.
and Austin
Okay.
Prock is motoring down the racetrack. 390 at 333 miles an hour. Spencer Hyde runs 395 at 323. Prock was 70 on the tree. It was a wire-to-wire clobber job.
Spencer Head.
A clobber job.
Spencer
Wow.
Hyde, one of Jim Head's cars. All right. Yeah, that was a clobber job. All right, for Top Fuel. Let's go over there. It is Doug Coletta going up against, I'm not sure.
Doug Coletta seeking win 56 of his career. Antron
take
seeking
notes.
win 66.
It's a week ago.
I know.
Coletta has
Why
not
couldn't
won
you
a
take
race
notes?
since Richmond of 2024. Out and gone. Antron's on the gas, but it's Doug Coletta for
Antron
the first time in 2025. 375.2, 334 miles an hour. It was a matter of time. They made a final in Phoenix. They have been thwarted ever since, but they are back, and I don't know if that's good news for anybody else but them.
Good for the Coletta flying service. There
Yes,
you go.
exactly.
All righty. Well, that was the Top Fuel. So the NASCAR guys were at, where the hell were they? Laguna. No, that was the Indy cars. Man, oh man. No, they were in Indianapolis.
I was going to say, weren't they
week.
500?
Yep, they did the Indy deal last week, and it was crazy finish. Two green-white checkers. Everybody's going to run out of fuel.
That's this one. Okay.
Let's see how it goes.
Oh, we got a couple of cars up the racetrack. So far, all good. Coming back down the track now into turn 4. Bubba Wallace will lead off 4, coming to the white flag. He needs 2.5 miles worth of Sunoco fuel.
White flag is out. Next flag ends at 1 lap to go for Bubba Wallace. Larson not going away. Trying to win his way to the postseason.
So 5 back and have a small run. Be ready for the late dive.
Larson with a bit of momentum down the back straightaway. It's not going to be enough.
Does Bubba Wallace have enough fuel?
Hamlin is around Byron for 3rd.
Byron's out of fuel, Steve.
24's out. Will the 23 make it? They were both so close.
Here they come off of turn 4. The Brickyard belongs to Bubba. Wallace wins at Indy. And he's going to the playoffs.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Thank you so much.
Well, he was a bit humble there, but
Unlike other times when he has a microphone. in
yeah,
front of
when
his
they
face. Anyway.
when they went to do the interview, you know, every once in a while, of course, a lot of times we'll take the interviews. I cut the interview and watched the interview, and the smugness and the attitude, I just had to. We didn't play it. Let's put it that way. That was, congratulations to Bubba Wallace.
Yes, good job, Bubba. You won a
But-
race,
but-
and you're keeping yourself into the standings
Yeah.
for everything, which
And
is
now
great.
you get to run for the championship
Right.
because you win 1 year in.
Exactly.
So anyway, right now, yesterday they ran the Xfinity race at the Ohio Motor Speedway, which is like a mini Indianapolis, the way it's set up. The Indy cars ran there a few weeks ago. This is a very fast track. We're going to go ahead and play this right now. This is how the Xfinity cars, and this is where the Cup cars will be today.
Off for him as all these restarts at the end.
White flag in the air for Mayer. 1 lap to go. Sponsored by Credit One Bank. And there's the caution, and that will end it. Mayer takes the white flag with the caution out. The race is over. How about Sam Mayer? First win of the year. He's going to go back-to-back at Iowa Speedway.
They have been knocking on the door of a win 3 times, found themselves runner-up, including last weekend at Indy. We knew the disappointment finishing second to Connor Zillage last weekend. But man, how important was this win for you and the team?
I mean, this one's everything right here. This one's for all the guys here at Audubell. There's a lot of people here in the stands for the Audubell people, so it's really cool to get a win in front of them. First win for Oz Factory team. That's awesome. This car was as fast as Xfinity Mobile all day long. I tried to botch it on pit road, but we didn't. I can't believe it. This is one of the most special ones I have. These guys, they love me to death. I love them to death, and we're just some good old boys trying to go racing. So,
Good old boys trying to go racing,
Racing.
man. You can't say it no better than that.
No,
That's
he's
it.
right, too. That's what it is.
All right, well, let's cut.
Real quick, before we, you want to do Well, we got 3 laps.
Getting
F1.
ready to slide into some F1 because we're coming up at the end of the race here.
Did you know that the Atlanta Braves and Cincinnati Reds were playing
Yes.
at Bristol Motorsports last night?
Yep.
And it actually got rained out, so they're going to do that game again. They're going to try that again today.
Yeah, they took the track
Yeah.
and the infield of the
Right.
track. They made a baseball stadium out of it, and it is pretty cool.
It is very cool. If you get a chance to look, they are.
They think this is going to be the most highest attended baseball
Yeah,
game in history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are going to resume the game today at 1:00, and it will be on Fox if you guys want to. If anybody wants to tune in, just to see it. I mean, obviously, just the views of being at, you know.
It is really
at
cool.
Bristol, yeah.
And they're still running the race cars. They're taking, you know, if you want to do a tour ride around the track.
Oh, okay,
You
yeah.
can still go
They're
around
down?
the track.
Oh, that's
because
cool.
It's, yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
So. All right, so we got the F1 live. They're in Hungary.
Hungry.
Yeah, in is it Budapest?
Yeah, I think so.
Look at the helicopter coming over there.
Yeah, Martin Brundle was in the helicopter yesterday, and he was riding along with it. And they don't do drones over there because they're too close to the horse.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I can understand.
We still don't know who's going to win.
It's the same thing as the Tour de France, is the guys are in the helicopter, which is, I think, is cool.
Yeah. Yeah, we've done that before.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
Boats.
Mostly
My deal
boats.
was offshore power boats.
Right, yeah.
He lunges, he locks up.
Oh! Somebody
He got
just locked up.
close, but he was a long
I think
way
it was
back when he made that
Piastri.
run.
It looks
It's
like
an
we're
awful
coming down
moment,
to
and he
two.
was just gonna set this
They
up.
called the
Not for
last
half
lap
lap,
the
Lando,
same.
but
You know,
last lap
they
Piastri.
number them
Giving
different.
him a bit of a reprieve, Lando Norris. The lock up on the
Here,
front
if we
axle.
got to 70
We saw
laps,
the
you
rehearsal
win.
Yeah.
But there, you got to
before,
do
didn't
the
we?
70.
And
Right.
he threw
So
it
you
in
actually
there,
do
but
71.
he knows the rules. You can race as hard as you like. Do not run into each other. And that's definitely given Lando Norris a bit of very welcome breathing space.
Oh, yes, and
We
Axl
don't
Rose
wanna
is there
see
from Guns N'
any
Roses.
coming together, any damage as Axl Rose, has he got appetite for destruction today as he gets ready
Yeah,
to
Axl
wave
Rose
that
was in the
checkered
audience.
flag
I did
to
not
see
recognize
just how
him.
Yeah,
close
he
it
actually
was
looks really
once
good
again.
here today. I seen him a
As he
couple
made
months
that
ago, and he
big
looked
lunge
good.
and then locked up, and that could have taken a front
Oh,
wing
here
off.
we go.
Here we go.
So Lando
It's a
had
replay.
already started braking.
Now, this is the two teams. They've got orders. Don't crash each other. of
Exactly.
course,
Don't
you know.
touch each other, yeah.
That's right.
Oscar's got his head down and he wants that first place. Lando's got his head down and he wants to hold on to that first place. It's been a brilliant strategy, this
This is
for
gonna be
Lando
close.
Norris. He's
Brilliant.
closer
This is
because
going to be close.
And look who's in
he is
third,
closer.
George Russell.
That
Yeah,
front
George
row,
Russell,
front lockup
Mercedes.
lost 4/10, but he's come back once again.
5 second
He's
time
gonna go
delayed.
for Piastri from late. He's a bit too far
Oh.
behind, and Lando had it covered off.
For driving
going into
erratically
turn
for
one.
Leclerc.
So on the last
He's
lap
in fourth,
here,
so it don't
the
matter.
big threats has been negated. Charles Leclerc, meanwhile, has got a 5-second time penalty for driving erratically. It's not going to affect his fourth place. He's comfortably
Driving
clear.
erratically?
Fernando
How do you
Alonso.
not drive
Piastri
erratically?
catch.
Isn't this
Norris by
isn't this
surprise as
what
they
this
head
is
towards
driving
turn four.
erratically?
He's a bit too far away. There's probably one more chance to get an overtake done
Kidding
here in
me?
the turn 12.
Hey, hey,
A
hey.
little wobble in the middle of turn
Here we
4
go.
as
We're
well.
coming up here on
Right
the
the
end.
edge of the racetrack. There's
yeah.
not really down into 12, down into T12, but it's such a short braking distance there. And as long as he's error-free, Norris has got the track position he needs.
They are the most successful team at the Hungaroring. 12 wins before today. Win number 13 is coming their way on what is the 40th anniversary of the Hungarian Grand Prix. This has been a supercharge to the finish line for McLaren. Debut in 1966. Here in 2025, it is win number 200 for the McLaren team, and it's victory for Lando Norris here in Hungary. Oscar Piastri comes home to finish second. It's a 1-2 for the team in Papaya. Norris got the win that he much needed heading into the summer break. Piastri gave it absolutely everything. Roll on the rest of the season if that is
There
what
you go.
McLaren are going to
Now,
deliver.
Lando Norris is trying to, it looks like Piastri is so far in the lead as far as the championship goes. Lando Norris is trying to bite away at that,
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? So we'll see how that all shakes out. It was announced this week that Verstappen would be staying with Red Bull for the next year, next season. And do you want to hear? There was thoughts that he was going to get out. He had a
He has a clause.
He has a clause.
He has a get out clause, yeah.
that if he finishes fourth in the points or less, that he can, or I think he has to finish less than fourth in the
Okay,
points.
okay.
And then he can
Opt out of the contract.
He can leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. He
Well,
can go
he's
to another
finished
team.
ninth today, and he hasn't been doing too good this season.
No, but it's going to be different next year. Everybody knows that the new cars are coming, and it's going to be a whole different deal. It's
Yeah.
going to take us a while to figure out what the new rules are. And when we come back, what do we got? We got some.
How about some preseason football to talk about and some golf?
There you go.
How's that? Hi, it's National Watermelon Day.
It is. Well, we live in the right state for that, I'll tell you.
Real quick, just to wrap up the F1 situation
Yeah.
here. The announcer just said they're taking summer break. They are off
For a month.
August 31st.
Yeah.
They'll be at the Dutch Grand Prix in Netherlands, so they're all staying over in Europe. Well,
Yeah, that's
wherever.
right.
So it's kind of weird just to have a break in the middle of the season, don't you think?
Yeah, well,
Especially
they've been
such a
going
long-
they have such a long season.
And they've got such a quirky season because they go Australia,
All over the place.
Europe, then they come back to the United States, Canada.
And they might
back
be off
over.
for 2 or 3 weeks here.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
so.
Yeah.
But this is a planned event where it's a holiday for them, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, Europeans, I see her already smiling over there. I know I probably shouldn't say that. But, you know, they take more vacations than anybody. They only work about 6 months out of the year, you know, maybe.
I need
a
to
little-
move.
Yeah. But they have built-in vacations like you can't believe. Months. You know, unlike in the United States, what do we get? 2 weeks off if
If
we're
you're lucky?
Yeah.
And then they say half the people in the
Well,
United
over-
States don't take their vacation.
Over there, they get 6 weeks. I think mandatory.
I can't really complain. I work like 9 to 3, so, you know.
Well, when you own your own stuff, you can do that. You know what I mean? But,
No one's yelling at me.
yeah. No, you're the tax lady. Nobody's going to yell at the tax lady.
You'd be surprised.
Oh, yeah. What do you mean that cost me?
Yeah.
I got it. All
All
right.
righty.
We finish each other's thoughts sometimes. Anyway, go
Yes,
ahead.
we do. Football.
Football, man. I'm so stoked.
Do you know what today is?
No. It's National Watermelon Day. That's
Today is Marv Levy's 100th birthday.
Is he still alive?
Well, yes, if they're celebrating his 100th birthday.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. Well, you know, they bring up people's birthdays all the time. They
It
celebrate.
didn't say would have been 100.
Would have. Oh,
It said,
he is.
yes, the Buffalo Bills put a tweet out about 20 minutes ago saying happy birthday to the one and only Marv Levy, who's 100 years old.
Good for him.
Tom Brady's birthday is also today. It's kind of
Really?
interesting. Yeah, I saw that in the next tweet.
Man, all the spirits are aligning.
Yes, they are. Except Marv Levy went to 4 Super Bowls and didn't win one. So,
Yeah.
Tom Brady went to 8 or 9 and he won 6 or 7, I think it was.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
his winning percentage is a little bit better than
Yeah.
Marv's.
Yep.
Although Marv, from
Well,
what
you
I
got to remember, Marv Levy didn't have much of a team to work with back in those days. You know.
he still went to 4 Super Bowls.
Yeah. Yep.
How many wide rights do we talk about?
Yep. Yep.
And that was
well,
in the
that was
80s.
back in the days of Jim Kelly. God
Yeah,
bless him.
yeah.
Yep. All right, but so let's talk about what's coming up. The Bucks look good, except for a couple of key injuries. That
Yeah, and a
like
one key
Worth.
injury is called Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, he's hurt.
Well,
No.
yeah.
No, I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you give me the rundown. I didn't know he got hurt.
He is nursing a hand injury. Now, they say he should be okay. Obviously, we've got preseason games coming up, folks.
well,
You're not going to see starters until 3 to 4 weeks down the road. We start the season in 4 weeks.
I saw him passing the ball the other day. So
He was
can't be-
passing the ball the other day,
Yeah.
but he got hurt on Thursday.
Okay.
Friday, they put Trask in.
Oh boy.
So, and they, the big talk is, do they need to go get a veteran
Another
veteran to back up Baker Mayfield?
And they got a rookie in the draft, didn't they? Didn't they get a rookie quarterback?
They have not talked about a rookie. I have not heard any name about a rookie quarterback. Okay, so I'm not sure. All I know is that Baker hurt his hand and Trask was playing on Friday.
Okay.
That's all I've got right now.
Well, it's only a couple weeks away for the first preseason game.
A couple weeks. How about a couple days?
No, it's. I think it's 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks from this weekend.
How about August 9th, Steve?
It is? That's the
Yes.
first one?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, it
The
caught up on
Titans
me.
are coming in. They're doing joint practices, and then they're going to play a game on the 9th.
Okay. Good. Who's the first game? You know? No. Usually it's the Dolphins, isn't it?
Do you mean the first home game is
Yeah.
September 7th against the Atlanta Falcons?
No. The first preseason game.
I just told you.
Oh.
It was against the Titans.
The Titans.
Yes.
Okay.
You need a notepad.
No, I don't. I'm not hearing you.
Okay, you're not paying attention. That's
No, I'm not hearing you.
Yeah. So they're playing August 9th against the Titans.
All right.
And then they go and they play the Steelers August 16th. And then the 23rd, they play the Bills. I would think on the 23rd, you're probably going to see some starters because it's going to be the last preseason game. And then 2 weeks later, the season starts.
Okay.
September 7th. So, hey, and we got a new offensive coordinator again.
Yep.
Josh Grizzard is their new one. He actually likes to throw the ball a lot more than running it. So you're going to see a lot of different schemes from the Bucks from that point of view, where they're throwing the ball a little bit more than running it.
Well, they've got some weapons now. They've got some really good wide receivers,
yeah.
And then they've got a couple good tight ends. So,
And even Todd Bowles, after practice on Friday, or maybe it was yesterday, he had said that he goes, we've got some tough decisions with this receiver core because they've got some people that they invited to camp, some people they drafted that look good. So they're going to have to make some tough decisions, is what Todd Bowles said in his interview yesterday.
Yeah, I'm sure, because they got so much talent right there, and they're going to have to whittle it down to, what's the first cut, to 60, I believe
I think so. It is 60. Then it's
to
a
60
53
down
now,
to 53.
Yeah.
But that's, they're a ways away from making that first cut, though.
Yeah, they are.
We're still a few weeks. So I'm looking forward to the season, especially the college season.
Yeah, college.
It's going to be
obviously, and we're going to get that week 0, folks. That we always.
Oh God, yep.
Because somebody's got to go to Ireland or wherever to play. I haven't even looked at college yet, so
nope.
I'll look at that for next week.
It's going to be interesting. I'm surprised that the pregame is already August 9th. It's already.
Well, they had the Hall of Fame game on Thursday against Detroit and Chargers.
When's the induction, today, or was it last?
It was yesterday.
Yesterday?
It was yesterday,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, that shows you how much I'm paying attention. I have been covering all weekend long, the unlimited hydroplanes from Seattle.
Watching, yeah.
So and that'll continue today, along with all the other car racing. But it's only special time of year. There's only 7 races in the whole season. So
perfect.
And 7 boats, and so I think they even whittled it down. This year, I think there's even one less race. They didn't do the Detroit race this year.
Oh, no?
But now you can watch it on YouTube on H1, or we'll put up a link on our X page to it, and that'll be coming on right about noontime today. It'll be 4 heats of unlimited hydroplane racing and a whole lot of history going on.
Yeah, and who airs that, Steve? Like, what channel can you find that? I mean, is that like an FS1?
It's YouTube.
Oh, it's only on YouTube?
It's only on YouTube.
Okay. Now,
H1 Unlimited Hydroplanes. Just go there and you'll find it.
Okay, but you don't have to have a subscriction or anything like that? Okay.
Nope. Anybody can watch it.
Yeah.
And now on the in-between, the Seafair has a YouTube feed for the air show, where they got the Blue Angels and all the F-35s and all that sort of stuff. They do that in intermission.
Right.
So anyway,
that's cool. Very cool.
Yep, that's what we'll be covering. So that's
also of news this week, ESPN is in talks to take over Red Zone.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Well, I hope that doesn't happen, because they're known to screw up stuff.
You think?
ESPN is not run very well.
Not
they
like
let
it used
politics
to be.
get involved too much in that deal.
Yeah.
And they don't report sports, and they got too much opinion.
And this is why I stopped watching.
Yeah.
To be honest with
Yep.
you, if I turn, and the only reason I sometimes turn on ESPN is all right, I still follow it on Twitter, so I know it's what they talk about. So if I see something on Twitter that I say, oh my God, I want to watch this, then I go over to ESPN. But for the most part, I don't turn ESPN on.
Right. Well, I'm not boycotting ESPN. In fact, we've got the F1 background on it right now. I mean, we'll watch ESPN, but we can bitch about it too.
Yes,
you know what I mean? We can,
That's why I don't watch it.
That's right.
Going in the golf week, because we're running out of time here. This week is the Wyndham Championship. Now, how this works is this is a FedEx Cup race.
Okay.
The top 70 make the cut for the next one. So we're dwindling down into the FedEx Cup standings here, folks. Now, because the British Open was 2 weeks ago, you're still not seeing your big guys playing yet, your Schefflers, your Rorys,
Right.
Justin
They're
Thomas.
still getting over the Open and all that.
Right,
stuff.
because they played the Scottish Open and the British Open
Right.
back to back, and then they had to come back home. So they're taking some time. And this is the thing, they and most people don't realize this, but they book their schedule out in December, so they know exactly what they're doing for the year. So I'm not sure what's going on next week, but right now we got the Wyndham Championship going on. Like I said, the top 70 players going to next week. So they keep cutting it down every week so that by the final week, there's only like 20 players playing for the FedEx Cup. Obviously, like Scheffler and Rory and those guys, they don't lose their standings if they're not playing. They're just so far ahead of some of these guys that are playing right now. That's why. Right now, Cameron Young is in the lead. He is at 20 under. He tees off at 155. This is on CBS. And Nico Echeverria is at 15 under, and Chris Kirk is at 12 under. So we should see how this shakes out. But like I said, the top 70 gets to play on for another week. So we'll see how this all shakes out.
And then it kind of whittles down as
Yeah,
they go.
they like to whittle it down.
Yeah.
And it's a good thing to do that, so that way you're not going into the final couple weeks with 70 players.
Right. Each week it
Yeah.
comes down to a little bit more
And let me
criteria.
let me see what we got going on for next week, Steve. Oh, we got the St. Jude's Championship next week at in Memphis. So I would assume you're going to see your Schefflers and your Warriors. That is a nice tournament for those guys. So we'll see what happens. And Matsui is the defending champion on that. So I'm sure we'll see some of those guys because they're going to have to start playing again to make sure that their FedEx Cup standings aren't being affected.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Especially, yeah. Now, when does that start? Next week or today?
Well, this is so basically it starts all season long.
Right.
But now what they do is because we've got all the majors done,
right.
Now we're just talking about the FedEx Cup and who's going to win. So this is where they start dwindling the players. So this week it's the top 70 get to play in St. Jude. Next week probably top 60. So they'll start dwindling it down.
Right.
To go through.
Well, that'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's always a good time. And you'll see some guys pop out of there that you don't normally see doing well.
Right,
you know
exactly,
what I mean?
yeah.
So that'll be cool.
Yeah.
Well, I know I got my day cut out for me. It's going to be another all-day sucker because of the time change.
Yes.
At 8 o'clock at night, I'm still in the studio, and they're still racing boats in Seattle.
Yes, they are.
So
they're making you have a late day today, Steve.
late day, but it's, here we go.
Yes, exactly.
Yep. And let's see. And then the NASCAR guys are at Iowa. And I think that's pretty much it.
And you got some race baseball playing the Dodgers, see if they can beat them again.
That's it, folks. You guys have a good week. We'll see you next week.
All right, talk to everyone next week.